Hey everyone, let's talk about Haveh. I originally wanted to release this video yesterday, but I was lazy and I went out with friends, had a good time instead, and was like, why do I review for a bad unit anyway on a Saturday? So we're doing this today, and yeah, let's dive right in. So Haveh is another super limit burst unit. He is a breaker and very minor support. At EX plus 3 he unlocks Manslayer, 160% human killer, physical magical. It's nice, but the 10 percentage point, which is less than 10% increase from 150, it won't matter that much. Especially when using Haveh as a unit who deals absolutely no damage. The overview of the abilities. One thing I do like to mention is Tom Tay's Tune. It removes all status effects from all units, meaning every single one, not only your party, but also the enemy side. It then decreases stats, offensive stats, attack and magic by 80%, also all units, and increases defense and spirit by 100%. Again, all units. This is an incredibly dumb move, with one exception, and that is in Dark Visions when you want to stack units such as Sephiroth, for example, or Angela in particular, who needs 5 stacks. But this being only 3 turns means you will not get the full effect of it for units such as Angela. You would have to actually use this later on. And this means for the first 2 stacks of Angela, it's going to be useless. And the first 2 stacks are the ones who are rather prone to make or break the fight when the boss suddenly dies. So the actual only solution is to, well, reflect and protect Ga or shell Ga on the boss. You don't need Haveh for that. In fact, Haveh makes things worse because he also occupies a unit slot, where instead you could just use Carbuncle on a unit and cast Protector and Shelga slash Reflect plus Protector slash Shelga onto the boss, and it's done. All you need is 1 Esper on a supporting unit. You don't need to waste an extra slot for Haveh. We also got some minor support, all status elements, plus resistance to stop and charm for 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown. So, while this is nice to have, it's so bad. It doesn't last the whole duration. Haveh has no other means of status support, meaning you are vulnerable to those elements or status ailments for 2 turns, which is bad. We also have Mesatons, which is Knife Dance translated into English. 80% breaks, Dark Resistance 130. Nothing too special, honestly. I personally like the Dark Imperil, but it's an 80% break on a Neo Vision unit. I don't know what to tell you, but this is bad. And we also have the full breakdown, quote unquote full breakdown, being at 83%. I don't know. Units such as Seek of Freedom 1 have an on-demand 85% break on their limit burst. It's, I don't know. It just feels bad. He really doesn't do anything great. He also has hide, but his hide, I don't have this on the slide, but his hide is 3 to 5 turns duration, so it's random. One of the 3, 4, or 5 turns, which is bad because you want a fixed number of turns, such as Stealth from Master Magic Son. So, yeah. I don't know. His passive side of things, he has innate 40% magic and physical evasion. Nice. He has a preemptive break, which is 70%, and it's also an 80% all element imperil. That, on the other hand, it's nice. Especially the all element imperil side of things isn't decent to have if you want to farm stuff. But for actual trials, bosses that are hard, not so much usable. but it's nice for farming stuff. And then he's got some magic, Dark Ra at bolting strike frames. And what I personally like are End Stone Ra and End Dark Ra. Both minor imbues and amps at 25% to Earth and Dark. Now we do have units that well far better than that. Kryla for the dark side of things, or Roka for the Earth side of things. But if you want, if minor increases in amps are enough for you, well, that's fine. But for me personally, I do want to go for the best of the best, and that's not where Haveh shines. He also has Asuna to cure some status elements. Nothing too special. His Limit Burst. It's a 120x all enemy bolting strike attack. 130 Imperil to Ice, Fire, Earth and Dark, and 87 breaks. Returns to evasion stacks. And his SLB, funnily enough, he just doesn't gain much. He loses the chain frames, has 3 hits instead. Keeps the 87% breaks. I don't know why they didn't give him 88 or 89% breaks. Would have been a lot better, especially considering this is still 3 turns. And yeah, I don't know. Cacteria feels so much better than this. Cacteria does more breaks, has higher breaks, has more party support, has imbues, and well, no amps, but has imbues, has good stuff in general. And even his SLB is only a 160 SLB, meaning he won't deal much damage, and his base attack is, I believe, 382-ish, meaning I didn't even bother checking out his damage, because at 160x, rest assured, he is going to be at the very bottom. There is no saving grace for him. He won't ever see play, especially when he's weaker than pretty much all other breakers in the game. You just don't want him. You want Lara or you want Cacteria on the team instead of this mess of a unit. His Trust Master, let's start with that. It's an ability materia. It's a magic ability materia, I should state. It's a single cast of Dark Ga. The ability is also called Dark Gun. Deals 20x dark magic damage to all enemies. That is also very important. And it requires level 6 black magic on the unit. James in Chaos Wave Awakened frames. This should ring a lot of whistles. All your warning or alarm sirens should be going off right now, because there's 2 things here. All enemies, which is already super bad, but then the level 6 black magic requirement. Do you want to know what that means? Most global exclusive units have absolutely no magic affinity unless they are magic type DPS, such as Olivera, for example. Esther cannot use this. Lara cannot use this. I think Carton cannot use this as well. So, I mean, why would you ever put this on Esther or Lara to begin with? But those are a few examples out of many, many others who would like to use it maybe, but can't, because it's a magic ability. So please keep that in mind. And with the tag of it being all enemies, it will break if the boss dies prematurely. It's bad. The Super Trust Master is a 100 instrument, 180 attack and magic alike, 20% all element resistance, 50% MP cost reduction, and increases the modifier of Dark-Ga, the +1, +2, +3 spells included, and Dark-Ra modifier by 20x. Mainly, this is for Haveh himself. The Vision card, 60 attack, base attack and magic at level 10. Has 50 Plant Reaper and Machina Killer, although the Machina Killer side of things is locked to FFBE units. So the TMR is an absolute disaster. It's bad, it's just straight up trash. The STMR is good for Resistance Tetris. The Vision card, again, is rather bad, but could be used on minor chip damage units such as Riku. But if you do have premium Vision cards, in abundance. Ricky uses those, so this vision card will most likely never see play anyway. But for budget guides, maybe. So yeah, like I mentioned, his damage is totally irrelevant, so I didn't bother going for this. So we are already at the verdict. And yeah, it's not looking good. He's a 1 out of 10, the good side of things, for element 135 imperil on the SLB. The bad things, he completely fails as a breaker with only 87% breaks, which is too weak at this point. We have many units that do far better than this. Units that are also far more meta than him. We've got, for example, Sky, who has an 87% defense and attack break. She does the same, but it's on a Groundus, so it's more on demand than what Haveh can do, who really needs his LB/SLB for that. Or Cacteria, 89% breaks. Or Lara, 90% break to defense. So there are plenty of examples. The TMR is an absolute mess, and because it is so bad, I decided to deduce 2 points just for that. It's so bad, it made me mad. The element resist lasts only 3 turns, only lasts for 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown, and the vision card is super bad, so he loses a total of 5 points. He gains 1 point, would be at 6. Again, we are using a baseline of 5 points, so he gains 1, leaves him at 6, but he loses 5, which means he ends up at a 1 out of 10. So the verdict basically is Haveh is a garbage tier unit that will never see any play. His sole purpose was to debuff your own team to stack in Dark Visions, but since there is the opportunity to go for the Carbuncle Reflect plus Protect Gashaga combo, this is a non-issue, and Haveh immediately loses all goodwill that he could have had. So in the end, you should skip and hope to never off-banner Haveh from your ports. And that is it for today. Thank you all for watching. We'll be seeing each other at the very latest on, well, tomorrow for my Dark Vision clears. But I maybe, no promises though. I have been very lazy lately in terms of videos and FFBE. I might do a video on the upcoming variants change and what's there to keep an eye out for. But again, up in the air, depends on how motivated I am for videos on FFBE. The game is boring lately, so I don't really bother doing much anyway, as you've noticed. But with that said, have a wonderful rest of the Sunday, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're from. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.